Hey everybody, my name's Brian, and as y'all know, I'm here at Black Show. Today is going to be a little bit of a different take on a topic, and that is backing up and understanding really what do search engines do, how do they do it, and why do they do it. Also, at the end, hang around. You're going to get some questions that you might want to know. Okay, so first, your site, your content, whether it's a blog, whether it's social media, whether it's guest posting, it gets put out there and it's published on the search engines. So what happens first? Well, the bots, the spiders, they go out and they begin to make sense of what your website is. Next, the indexing happens, which is basically nothing more than organizing, and then ranking. So let's take a look at it. So just so you understand very, very clearly, indexing is collection, storage, and organization of web pages or content so they be quickly retrieved when someone is Googling what they are looking for and they're putting in keywords. Yes, keywords are super, super important. So, like I said, crawling is nothing more than following links and the bots or the spiders collecting information to understand what the site is about. And once that's done, it organizes. It's called indexing. So that relevant searches and pages and content can be presented when a person does a search. Now, this is where it gets very interesting. Ranking. The algorithms look at things like page speed, relevancy of the content, page authority. If if Google's not seeing what it wants to see, you're not going to be indexed, and you are not going to be presented in organic searches. So here's just a quick down and dirty explanation of what you see below, and that's really the buyer's perspective. Crawling, indexing algorithms, as well as impression. So remember, an algorithm works to rank content. If the search engine sees what it wants to see and it follows protocol for speed and metadata, content, all of the stuff on the technical aspect, it's going to present your website, your content to the person that is searching for it. So this is a simple explanation to a pretty complex process. So you gotta back up and understand why is it so important to understand this stuff. When you understand stuff, you can make good decisions. It alleviates fear, and you have more and more clarity and better questions to ask. We want you to ask questions. So let's start with one question. How do we get search engines to like your stuff? It's simple. Content, keywords. Once we narrow down those keywords that are very important for you to be found for, now we can start doing the work of creating all of the content, again, advertising, social media, blogs, all this stuff. So just the when people find you out on a Yelp, or they find you on a blog, or they find you social media, what are they going to do? They're going to look at your website. And if they don't see what they want to see on your website, the content, they're going to roll right by. They're not going to engage you. So how do we get search engines to like your stuff? It's about the content. The content then steers whether someone will or will not complete a contact card when they visit your website. Okay, so how do we do all this? How do we get people to visit your website? How do we get people to engage on your social media? It's a perfect mix. The answer is a perfect mix of a strategy. You got to have the right stuff on page here. You got to have the right stuff off page here. And you got to have the right stuff in the very architecture of your website. So is it mobile friendly? Is it fast? Is it secure? You see a lot of HTTP, and a little blurb that this site is not secure, people are going to go right by that site because they don't want to be spammed, they don't want to have their information taken, and they surely don't want their finances compromised. So this is where it comes down to, you want to improve your standing, you want to improve your content. How do we do that? You got to first look at, okay, what is the biggest pain being felt in my business, the symptoms, okay? And we're going to look at the cure to those symptoms. But what is the biggest pain that you are feeling in your business? We're going to look at that. We're going to peel it back to understand what is wrong, what is needed, and what is the approach to build the solution to solve those problems. First of all, I'm going to offer some advice that is really important. Do an NDA. Do a confidentiality agreement with the company that you're considering working with. If they do not give you an NDA, run. Run, run, run. These are the types of companies that really don't appreciate and value confidential information. Make sure your information is held confidential. Now, you want to meet a minimum of 3 times with a business or with a company like Black-Scholes that works with understanding your growth goals and will advise you to getting to those goals. It's not going to happen in one meeting. So if you're in a rush and you want to get things done quickly, you're going to get the results that come along with that. Ensure the company that you're working with has a phased approach, records all calls, and one of the most important pieces of this, make sure you're not dealing with one person, because there's no way that one person has all of the expertise that we talked about on with on-page, off-page technical SEO as well as content. There's no way. And really super important, if someone's pushing you for a decision out of the gate, they're not acting in your best interest. Run. Now, are you ready for the questions you want to ask? Well, let's get started. And you know what? I'm going to pause and I'm going to record the next video. So please, for this video or any of the videos that follow or those before this one, if you want the presentation or the document, please reach out, shout. We're not hard to find, and I will get it right over to you. Thank you. Look forward to talking with you soon. Bye-bye.